Today's grammar topic is active versus passive voice. So, active and passive voice are different ways of formatting a sentence. Observe. Note the difference between the two sentences. A. I baked a chocolate cake for the party. B. A chocolate cake was baked for the party. Which sentence tells you who baked the cake? It's sentence A because I know I baked the cake, or you know I baked the cake because I have the subject pronoun I. In sentence B, you don't have a subject pronoun. I mean, you have cake, but a cake can't bake itself, so it says was baked. But by whom? We don't know. That makes it passive voice. Note the difference between these two sentences. Everyone enjoyed a slice of cake. A slice of cake was enjoyed by all. Which sentence sounds more natural? Would you be more apt to say everyone enjoyed a slice of cake or a slice of cake was joined by all? Most native and fluent English speakers would default to sentence A because it sounds more natural. You can make sentence B in English, however, it is awkward. So, how do you identify active versus passive voice structure? Active voice has an actor who comes first. And when I say actor, I mean the person who does the action, the subject. So the firefighters set off fireworks. The actor or subject is firefighters, they. In passive voice, the receiver of the action comes first. So the fireworks were set off by the firefighters. Fireworks can't set themselves off. If they can, that's a problem. So they were set off by the firefighters. So the receiver of the action is at the beginning of the sentence and functions as the subject. So in the active voice, you have an agent, someone who can actually do something. And then in the passive voice, you have something that can receive an action but cannot act itself. So notes, passive voice requires the verb to be and a past participle. That's another verb. So were, is, was, are, those are all versions of the verb to be, and set is another verb that is the past participle. The actor often comes at the end of the sentence and follows the preposition by in passive voice, but the actor may be missing altogether like in the examples below. These are perfectly fine sentences to show passive voice. The milk was drunk. A lap was swum. The bell was rung. The horse was ridden. The robber was seen. Now, it's a mystery of who did the things, who the actor or agent is, but we can at least understand that something happened. We just don't know who did it. And that's why this is passive voice. So you want to avoid passive voice because it sounds both awkward and it's too mysterious when you're trying to know who did what. So to phrase your sentences more simply and directly, use active voice when you write. That means have somebody or something who can do an action at the beginning. So the milk was drunk can turn into the cat drank the milk. A lap was swum can turn into the swimmer swam a lap. The bell was rung, the teacher rang the bell. The horse was ridden, the jockey rode the horse. The robber was seen, the police saw the robber. So when might it be preferable to use passive voice in your writing? Let's say you are writing a mystery, and if you're trying to hide an actor's identity or you don't know who did it, you might use passive voice. And in science writing, we often use passive voice just because it gets a little tedious to see the scientist did this, I did this, when everyone knows that you did it. If this is not enough explanation for you, please click on this YouTube video with a more in-depth explanation of active and passive voice in English and then complete the sections. So what you need to do right now is you're going to read over the sentences from a retrieved reformation and you're going to highlight using the highlighter tool if that was an active or passive sentence. So my examples are Valentine 9762 was chronicled on the books, partnered by governor. So who chronicled Valentine in the books? And that would be the law books. We don't know. We can assume that it was someone who worked at the law at the state, but we don't know. So we would say that this is a passive sentence. And Mr. James Valentine walked out into the sunshine. Mr. James Valentine is doing the action. He is walking, so that is an active sentence. So read these three sentences and highlight which one they are. Now you will rewrite. Change the sentences from passive to active voice. If the sentence lacks an actor, someone who's doing the action, make one up. So the party was attended by many of my friends. I have by over here so I know who's doing it. Many of my friends attended the party. I would rewrite that right there. And you'll do that for the next 5 sentences. And that's it.